G'day folks, welcome to our morning out the bush. Today is day 2 of our little 2-day expedition into the northern Golden Triangle, and we had hoped to spend 2 days in Wedderburn hunting crystals and finding new spots, but yesterday's efforts was an entire day spent finding 0 crystals. So we have bailed from Wedderburn and we've headed to Inglewood because we wouldn't mind finding a rock or two. It's a lovely morning for it. And yesterday we already found a couple of little bits and pieces around here, but nothing real special. I'll show you around. This is where we first started scratching around and finding a few bits and pieces. Here's a little pile of chunks and things. There wasn't really any whole crystals amongst it, but it was already more in half an hour than we'd found all day yesterday in Wedderburn, so hopefully we have some better prospects today. See what happens. Right, so I'll take you for a little walk around this little patch here and explain a bit about what's going on, because there is heaps going on in a spot like this, and it does make it a bit tricky to work sometimes. It can make it easier in some ways, but it can also make it harder. So what we have is a huge surfaced area where the old timers have come through and worked the old gold lead down to bedrock. And this can be really handy in some ways, because when they scrape down to bedrock, they can oftentimes expose quartz veins and things like that in the process. Much like this one here. Somebody's already had a bit of a crack at that. I've had a bit of a dig there too. But there's lots and lots of very rough smoky quartz coming up out of that. So it's very handy to be able to go into these spots and look where the old timers have exposed the bedrock and look for any quartz veins. But it makes it sort of tricky too, because they've taken all the material away. Then you come to the areas where they've made things like this puddler here to process their material, and there could be anything lying around anywhere. So you can't really read the situation or be able to chase crystals in pockets or anything like that really, because all the material's all been mixed up and churned up and all that sort of stuff, so there's no consistency in any of the material. And then when you move down to the rest of their workings, where there's a lot of, very shallow diggings and stuff, it can be alright, but you're noodling through old workings that have probably been picked through for crystals a number of times, so you really got to look closely. So for now, just going to have a little scratch around this area where we found a whole heap basically on the surface, like suspiciously on the surface. It almost makes me wonder if some prospector hasn't, or fossicker hasn't, thrown out their leftovers that they don't want, because it seems like it's all sitting on the very, very surface, which is odd in a place like this, considering all of the ground around here isn't original ground. This was all dug at some point, so whatever's sitting on the very surface, how did it get here? But we'll see. Very gently scraping the leaf litter off the surface, and already there's a few little bits showing up. I'll show you. So from just scraping away that stuff at the top, you see there's one piece of quartz. Has some forms in it, but it's all busted up. And this little face here. That's all you're trying to expose really, is just these little faces that have been rained on and cleaned up, and they really stick out. Can't really see that, but it's a bit of a busted up chunk. Another chunk, but nothing special. Again, nothing special. I reckon all these crystals are just sitting, all these chunks were just sitting on the very surface. There's just nothing below the very surface, so bugger that idea. And this is that little patch of Smoky. Don't know if this will amount to anything at all, but curiosity's got the better of me and I just have to. So I have hit another patch of quartz, Smoky quartz, but the trouble is it's all massive. It doesn't really look like there's any vugs or any, oh no, there's a tiny bit of crystal form in that, but I'm going to dig this out and see how it goes. But if it keeps being big and blocky like this, I think we'll just move on. Huge bits of Smoky rock crystal, but there's just no real shape or form about it. There's a couple of tiny little vugs in there. That one looks like a little smiley face, but I'm really not seeing anything that would scream, dig me. New weapon. And it just keeps coming out massive. Yep, more of the same. Now I could spend all day hammering away at this quartz vein here, and it may get me somewhere, it may not. But we've got other exploring we want to do today, so I'm going to leave this hole for now. Sling us a comment if you want to see this go further. And if we get enough interest, we'll chase it as far as it goes. But for now, I'm going to backfill it. We're probably going to pack up camp and we're going to move on. Yeah, we haven't come far. Our camp was literally just up around the bend up there. The lead runs along the side here, but we're just going along the edge of the road, and we are always looking when we're driving. Well, not always, but anytime you're in a likely spot, it's wise to just slow down and have a look, because wherever the road's been cut into the ground is sort of like a window. Well, we've found anyway. It's kind of like a window into the ground underneath, and look at that. It's actually scratched into a quartz vein, very similar to the one that we were just digging back up there, but you can get an idea or a bigger picture of how this quartz does what it does and how it forms in these veins with all this pipe clay and things like that around. We've had a little bit of a look around. I'm going to have a bit more of a look around and see if there's any crystals. Maybe, maybe not. Sorry about the idling car, but had a bit of a look downstream essentially from where that quartz is, and yeah, no crystals. So I wonder if that's a similar story with what's going on over there. Pretty cool, but pulled over, literally just stopped, looked out the window of the car and saw a little piece of a crystal sitting there on the side of the road, which that's enough to make you want to look further. Probably should have got the camera out then, but didn't. Have a look at this countryside. Just scrub. I don't know what this stuff is, but this is what we're looking through. In a sea of scrub. literally just on the surface, scratching around. We've just been walking through this place and it's kind of littered with them. See if you can spot it. There we go. That's a sweet little point. And just looking. Yeah. That's a nice little flat one. And it's intact. A pretty cool shape. Mako.
Hello.
You finding points?
I found a few.
Yeah, same. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's flat.
Yeah, flat.
Yeah, nice. There's a little patch of rocky outcrop here. And if you look closely, we have 1, 2, only little bubbers, but they're cute. 3. Oh, that's a lot. That looks like glass. Look at that. Sorry. Look at that. There are no inclusions whatsoever in that. That is gorgeous. That's a cluster. Little tiny pair. Very small, but oh, just spotted way up there. That's a nice point. Good shit.
Oh, nice.
How pretty is that?
Yeah.
Basically,
Is there something cool?
basically flawless.
So I found that.
Yeah.
Nothing, right?
Oh, what? Oh, no way.
I know.
What kind of lattice is that? Jesus, people, this is... Hang on, let's get you a better view. How funky is that? But what is that? I've never seen anything like it. That one stays in the collection. That's unreal. Yeah, good find, bud.
Thank you.
Keep that separate.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. But yeah.
I'm sure you can see that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and she's double terminated. You're beauty. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Love a nice double. This is turning out to be pretty cool. Well, that was quite a fun little session. You just never know where they're going to show up. We were on our way past this place and just stopped just cause, and that led to a good hour or so of fun. Head down, ass up, getting rocks. Check out what we got. Bit of a mixed bag. Look, there's nothing, yeah, well, there's that one. That one's an absolute doozy. Very flat. Got some rainbows through it. Got, that's the double terminated one I found before. And a whole bunch of little bits and bobs. So some of these ones that I was finding in that little patch are so clear. So clear. And they're going to make nice jewellery. They make nice little earrings and things like that. That's what this is about. New little area, somewhere we've never really explored that we didn't expect to find crystals, and we're less than 20 metres from the highway. Let's go to the next spot. Yeah, so I had ditched the camera there for a little bit. Just having a bit of fun and just wanted a moment to dig without thinking. and we've sort of changed tack a little bit. We've gone away from the reef workings and we're in, obviously, a creek bed. So we're looking for water-worn crystals and smokies and things. We have been to this creek before, but we haven't actually looked much. It's in another past episode, but it's actually pretty cool down here. You can see this is a very extensively worked patch, and there's a lot of tailings that have found their way into the creek bed. So there's a lot of little bits and pieces and stuff. You won't find much in the way of really big hole stuff, but I did find that before, just now. Yeah, camera won't focus, but not bad, not bad. And it's pretty easy looking. That tends to keep you busy for a long time because you can just wander up the bed of the creek and just pick and scratch and fart around, and it's good fun. They're all just amongst this sort of stuff. All you need is a trusty tool, any kind of trusty tool, but your most valuable tool is your eyes. And in amongst the stuff, you'll see bits and pieces. That's not much, but hee hee. That'll do. Nah. Oh no, it's broken. Damn. Nah. Pretty. This looks interesting. Please be whole. Oh, I don't know. Please, please, please. Ah, no. Big chunk of Smoky though. Look at that. Oh, if only it was whole. Hee hee. Lovely. Ooh. And a puddler. Oftentimes a few crystals hang around these things. Ooh, that's big. Please be whole, 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 please be whole. Ah, it's not. Bugger. It is still very nice though, look at that. That was heaps of fun. Oh, it's crazy how quick time goes when you get head down and just start finding little rocks everywhere and all of a sudden the sun's going down. But that is a fairly reasonable collection of rocks. Yeah. Some of these bigger chunks are a little bit rough, but I think with a bit of a cleanup, they're going to come up pretty bloody interesting. It's a big smoky sceptre. Unfortunately, it has lost its tip, but it's still huge. And so many of these little bits. They're just gorgeous. And there's so many of them. But as I did say, the sun is starting to go down. And we're going to have to go find somewhere to camp. Because we have decided we're going to spend another night. Because why not? Our dogs are looked after for another extra night. So yeah, we're going to go set up a camp, hopefully somewhere where we can find some more rocks. This may continue yet. If not, we'll sign off soon. See you around. Welcome to our little patch of paradise for the night. I reckon this will go alright. And we're right in the middle of basically the same gully we were in earlier just before when we were finding all those crystals. We're pretty much in the same gully. We couldn't camp there because there's no fires allowed there. But we're going to camp here. There's not much room, there's a little bit of space here. That'll do. And then we might get a chance to do a bit of night fossicking.